Hi, my name is Bryce Bassett, and today I'm going to demonstrate a new software tool called ChartQuick that makes it fast and easy to turn Excel data into PowerPoint charts and tables. To use ChartQuick, first I need to have PowerPoint running and a presentation open where I want to add my charts. Next, I launch ChartQuick, which starts up my Excel application. Finally, I open up a data file. In this example, I'll be using crosstabs from a market research survey. All the commands I need are here on this custom menu tab, right next to the Home tab. If I want to create a chart, I click this button, and the program asks me to select a range of data from my worksheet. So I'm going to grab a few rows and columns here, and then let's choose a pie chart, and click OK. ChartQuick creates a new slide in PowerPoint, and adds my chart to that slide. It puts the two programs side by side on my screen, and launches a helpful wizard to guide me through finishing my chart. I can use these next and back buttons, or jump straight to any tab in the wizard. On this tab, I can enter a title for my chart, and click to insert it. I can use the next tab to put a footnote below my chart. I can click this blue button to select that text from my worksheet. For example, the survey question wording and sample base, and you can see that I can pick more than one cell. When I get back to the wizard, I can tweak the text if necessary, then use this green button to insert it on my slide. I can always see on the left exactly what's happening with my chart as I make these changes. Here I can adjust the size and the position of the chart on the slide, and even the rotation. I'm going to use this button to remove the legend. Then, under the Labels tab, I'll add the category names back onto the outside of my pie. I can adjust the size of my labels and my chart title, and go back and rotate a little more until it's just right. Now let's try a column chart. The last data that I charted is highlighted in green to help me keep track of where I am. This time, notice how I can select rows and columns that are not adjacent to each other on my spreadsheet. For example, I can pick up just these 5 rows and these 2 columns to compare my oldest and youngest respondents. ChartQuick builds my chart just as if those cells had been in one solid block. This means I have total freedom over what data to put into my charts, with no rearranging or cutting and pasting. This time I'm going to use the Series Titles tab of the wizard to go back to my sheet and select the names of these 2 groups up here on this row. We just pop those in, and now they appear in the legend. I can change the size of my axis labels for the category and the value. I can add a title for the axis. I can change the style of the grid lines, or remove the value axis entirely. There are even commands to multiply my numbers by 100 or add a % sign in case the data doesn't come that way. And back here on the first tab, I can change my chart type. Let's change this to a stacked column. And I can also adjust the chart style to a different color scheme. ChartQuick is like having a remote control for PowerPoint. I don't even need to touch the PowerPoint menus for most basic charting functions. But I want to emphasize that I'm building a native PowerPoint chart with embedded data, not just a picture. So if I need to change advanced options, I can always do that in PowerPoint later on. Or if I want, I could jump to PowerPoint while the wizard is running, make a change or two, then come back and pick up where I left off. This last tab of the charting wizard gives me some very powerful abilities to sort and reorder my data. Suppose I want to sort my bar chart to see the most common answers among female respondents. I just make sure this button is chosen and click Sort Rows on this column. I can even pick a row and move it up or down manually. For example, if I wanted to drop this Don't Know choice to the bottom of my chart. If you have just one more minute, let me show you how we would create a table. This Create Table button here on the menu works very much like Create Chart. So it takes me to my worksheet where I select the data, and then you'll see the table appear. And here on the wizard we have similar commands to add column headers and a title at the top of the table. In this survey, I have a matrix type question where the same list of automobile brands was rated on several different attributes. Each attribute appears as a separate question with the responses sorted high to low on that attribute. What if I want to put them side by side in one table? This button lets me grab the same list of automobiles with different data this time from the second question. It also gives me a chance to pick up the column header for this question. Then it sorts the new data into the proper order in my table to match the leftmost column. The wizard has tabs to tweak my size and positioning options, just like I did with the chart. This time, I'll use the Sort Data tab to change the order of my columns. For example, I want the safety attribute to be the last one in my table. I click Finish, and I'm done. If you work a lot with charts and tables, I hope you've been able to envision how ChartQuick could make your job easier. I invite you to download the free 10-day trial version and see for yourself how much time you could be saving.